Over the next 4 videos, we'll be looking at the 4 RC cars here. We have the Axial SCX24 Ford Bronco, a spare parts build from the Ford Bronco that actually turned into an Axial SCX24 using the Enora body, and a ton of upgrades. Fortunately, you can't drive this one, like I said, as you can't see it in the background. Maybe we can do a ghost episode or something. This Traxxas TRX4M, also very hopped up. We'll get into the details on that. Finally, one more Traxxas TRX4M, although more of a trail rig. So we'll be taking a look at all 4 of these vehicles over the next 4 videos. In today's video, we're gonna look at this Bronco. The next video will be this Traxxas TRX4M. The video after that, we'll switch back to the little guys again, to the Axial SCX24. Then we'll take a look at the Traxxas TRX4M Defender. As a reminder and a course overview, we start here, go along here, up this little mountain here, down. There is a challenge line here. See how close we can get it to that clear pin. That is the most challenging section. We'll go down the backside here, over the bridge, which will help test all the steering angles. We'll then actually come around the outside of this track, like this, all the way around. Another tight corner here. We'll come back. This section here is quite steep as well. Go around here and back over this main bump to the start finish line. So I'll put up on the screen, I actually do have some challenge points for each of these 4 cars. The first one being, can it make it all the way around? Second one is, did it need any help? So did it have to flip it over? Any hands to God? Anything like that? Third one is, did it roll? If so, how many times? How close to the challenge line pin can you get? So each of these cars are going to see just how close I can get to that. This line gets quite a bit steeper and more challenging the closer you get to that pin. We're going to talk about the number of upgrades. So how close is this thing to stock? And finally, last but not least, time. So I'll go through, see how long it took to do each one of these laps. We'll try to keep the video format similar in all these series. We'll be taking the vehicle around the track once, continuous, no edits, like no shot edits, no cuts, start to finish. Then, if it's fun or looks pretty good, I'll do another round of scenic kind of cinematic shots, and that'll be it for the video. So there will be short videos, there'll be 4 of them. So as promised, here's today's rig, the Axial SCX24. This thing's been pretty heavily modified. On the outside, the obvious stuff, Nora wheels, Trail rims. I think the size overall is good. Okay, so under the hood, we do have quite a bit going on here. We have the carbon fiber, the Nora frame, Trail aluminum links, high clearance links, front and back, Proline shocks, front and back, and you'll notice that motor. So that's actually a Traxxas TRX4M motor with the Enora metal slow crawl gears, the Traxxas ECM mounted to the SCX24 skid plate. So you can see I actually had to drill a hole in the bottom to get it to work, but it did actually work. The gears stick through, but it's pretty cool. As for axles, I'm using the Red Cat Ascent 18 axles with all sorts of Trail hop-ups. So we have the Trail portal axles, covers, outer and inner, on the front, the diff covers, brass diff covers from Trail on the front and the back, all mounted up to the Axial SCX24 Trail links and Traxxas TRX4M drive shafts. So pretty cool build, pretty unique. I haven't seen very many like this, but it's got a nice magnet kind of top, and it may not have a lot of articulation, just the way the suspension set up. You'll see it in this video, but it crawls up hills really nice with all that weight. It's definitely slow and quite noisy with the metal gears, but yeah, let's find out how it goes on the track. Okay, first lap here. You can hear the noisy gears, but lots of control. I'm gonna try the challenge line on the way back. On the way out, I'm just gonna try to make it. Oh, look at that, it tipped over. Okay, so I'll flip that back. Put it back there. So you can do a different line. Different line here. So you can see lots of control in the throttle. It does crawl nice for the heavy hard body. You can tell I'm picking up my my grass flacking. I wasn't sure how well that's going to work, but I wanted the track to look a little more real. Yeah, she crawls so slow with these gears. It's hilarious. In the first tight corner. Not bad. It does make it. Try my best to keep the camera on the track so you're not seeing my boring basement. So you can tell not much articulation in the suspension. But it's steady, very easy to control. Kind of relentless. Ooh, don't fall off the back here though. I only have one hand because I'm obviously holding the camera, steering. Oh boy. Okay, good, we're good there. Now into another tight corner. The steering radius in this car is, I wouldn't describe it as excellent. After I've kind of butchered it with all these mods here. Okay, back down this stretch. I haven't got any names for anything yet. I'm sure they'll come as I drive it more. Woo! No problem in the back section. I want to get set up for this just right here. Oh yeah. Okay, now I want to see how close we can get to that pin. So I know this thing's pretty good at hills, but I don't know. Maybe not this good. Maybe we'll go a little more over this way. Yeah, I think its biggest downfall is lack of travel. But hey, getting up to there is pretty good. For what I know of this track so far. And across the line. So I'll put the total time up on the screen here. Not including the rollover, I'll deduct. Actually, you know what? I'll include the rollover. So looking at about 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 45 seconds. I'll put the actual time on the screen. Love to know everyone's thoughts on this build. Part of these videos, I just want to kind of get everyone's thoughts on these things. I have a ton of fun making them. This one may be a little ridiculous, but it's definitely built for driving outside. Maybe not on such kind of intense rocks, but in trails and stuff, it does work quite well. I know a lot of you folks come to my channel for the cinematic footage, so we'll do a lap here, trying to make this thing look as cool as possible. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the footage. let's see how we did here. So, did it complete a full lap? Yes, so we got 1,000 points for that. Assistance needed? No, -0. Did it roll? Yes, -1,000 points for that. We got 3 inches from the pin, so -100 points for every inch, so -300 points. This thing's 90% upgrades, so -900 points for that. And then our lap time of 3 minutes 46 seconds. That rank is going to be to be determined. Once we figure out that rank with the 4 cars, we can then assign it a final score and a complete total. So you'll need to stay tuned for the next few videos to see who the winner is. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and buckle up. We got 3 more of these videos in this series until we find out which one of these 4 trucks is best. Until then, thanks again for watching. Happy RCing. We'll see you in the next one.